So we are here. I have put this on recording. So we have started the journey of the self-discovery by self-inquiry. I used to tell everyone that Eastern wisdom is 200% scientific or logical. It doesn't believe in blind belief. But even if we practice some rituals, there is a reason behind it. So we put the reason and then we practice it in order to bring about a change. But why these practices? Like I say Om Shanti 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 every time I conclude the session, to remind your mind that we are of the nature of peace and happiness. Otherwise, just after the session, you will remind yourself that I am of the nature of anxiety, stress, duality, and a conflict. I have a lot of problems with my honey. But we don't want to understand it. We just take it without studying. We say, okay, that is, you say it, I agree with you because you seem to be an old guy. Then you don't change. Problem is that you don't change. And the teacher's main goal of the teacher is that you should bring about a change. So we don't do the self-inquiry, we do the others inquiry. You are responsible for my anxiety and stress. You are responsible for my reaction. You are responsible for my problems. Normal saying. Now inquire. You have an anxiety and you say that you don't have it. You are wrong because you get a situation to become anxious. Then you blame the situation, the people, and the relations to be in anxiety, and you keep on blaming others. It is others' inquiry, it is not the self-inquiry. My master once said, almost 40 years back, that if your mind is seeking silence, even in a mob, in a store, in a mall, your mind will remain in silence. Are you understanding that? It's not affected by any situation, any person, any relationship. If you have an anger inside someone, you get who will make you angry. If you have an anger inside, outer world is just a trigger. It reminds you that you can become angry. It reminds you that you are ready to get into anxiety. It reminds you that you are ready to get reaction. So our value set, we have set our value. Don't disturb me, don't disturb me. I get disturbed by you. You are a special person. We don't inquire, self-inquiry. I'm just passing on some wisdom. Yes. Who does not get peace and relaxation after doing a practice of meditation? If you remain relaxed in spite of meditation, your nature has changed. We don't look into it. We don't look into it. Whatever action, relation, situation is, pay attention. Whatever action, relation, situation is, If it is unhealthy, unbecoming, it is unbecoming on your part. It has nothing to do with the world outside. I get, too much happy. No, I'm totally into anxiety and upset. He or she made me upset. What kind of a person we are? We don't try to understand it. So I use the word unhealthy. What is this unhealthy? I have I have a very healthy relationship. I always try to keep the healthy relationship with others, but unhealthiness is present inside the mind. Counter me, question me if I'm saying wrong. If you are the best person, then you are calm. You are calm in every situation. Declare that you are the best person in this world. Only my honey creates a problem, for example. So if you are calm, so you are calm in all the situation. That is the journey of the self-inquiry. We don't leave any areas of the impurities of the mind unnoticed. We discover. So when you discover, you recognize. When you recognize, you are able to drop it. But I play a card, I don't recognize. I sleep on it. When I sleep on it, then I have an unhealthy relationship. And that unhealthy relationship, what is the reason? I told you, 200% scientific. Unhealthy relationship because of attachment. So I am attached, then alone I have a problem. It is not because of others, but because of nurturing unhealthy relationship, because of attachment, I enter into the problems every day. I sleep with it, I wake up with it, I dream of it. Now it has been the dream, you saw that you have divorced and you got married to the most wonderful person, and that wonderful person will become a crazy person after a few weeks or a month and years. Why? Because I am crazy inside. I'm holding myself. Let us go a little deeper. So I have given value to myself by an attachment to the outer situation, people, relationship. And that value contains an attachment, and that attachment I examine every situation, every person with reference to the attachment, and it has to cause anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict, anger, frustration, stress, suffering. What is this attachment? I treasure it. I keep it safe. That is my value. So I created a value in my mind. What is that value? If the teacher shouts, it's okay, but my honey should not shout. Value. Are you understanding value? I evaluate. Value means I evaluate through my unhealthy intellect, which has created an impression in my mind. And through that value, I work, I think, I speak, and I act. But as long as you think, speak, and act with the value created by the impurity, caused by the attachment, are you understanding? It's a long sentence. Created by an attachment will continue to keep you in anxiety, reaction, duality, conflict, stress, suffering. even the God comes and the Buddha comes, he cannot help you. The value set is there. Our topic is self-inquiry. Think. It is because of the value set you have, you keep a big face. You remain serious. How smilingly we were in the childhood. Why we forget that? Why we forget that now? Think of it. It's a very serious, that value means the intellect evaluated some situation, some person, some relationship based on unhealthiness. If the word is not there, but it will make you understand. Unhealthiness you built upon the attachment. It will continue to keep you in stress. People may say, oh, look at this guy, he's so kind and so helpful. Why? Because that ego comes, I have to prove myself that I'm very kind. But internally there lives a problem because of attachment and association. Are you getting it? We have to contemplate. The more you contemplate about the self, my thought, my speech, my action, my behavior, my expression, you will come to know what's happening, why I behave like this. Why I behave like this? This guy has come, he did not do anything, and I'm into anxiety. And I express, you make me upset. Really? Really? You are that leaves, by the touch it falls down. The guy has even not touched you. Do you want to know more? The more greater you know, but you have to tolerate it. Why I say that you have to tolerate it? Because there are areas of attachment and association present which will repel and react. But we are a seeker. Even if you react, I will tolerate. You give value to spend $100 to dine at a restaurant, even though it is unhealthy relationship with the food that gives you pleasure. And that pleasure is short-lived. Think. If you give value by the intellect which has created unhealthy relationship, it will not make you happy. It will constantly agitate you, making you feel insecure. You will try to prove it, but you will fail. So there our value set is different. Even the pleasure is short-lived. I'm just giving an example and giving you some pain to think. Do you know the teacher who have spent years of the time, invested days and years, almost everything in the life to learn, understand, to teach? For you there is no value. Let me negotiate. Really? You just pay the lip service. That is also a matter of self-inquiry. I'm just giving you a couple of things to contemplate and reflect. So all that self-inquiry, we can use the word information seeking. You listen and learn. I cited a couple of examples because of the attachment mindset. It has created a value, and attachment means that I'm associated with someone outside, which gives me the pleasure, which is short-lived. And that short-lived pleasure, I don't get it, I get upset. So it means the Eastern wisdom says I have to get the right information first. Not from this teacher, but teachings from the knowledge, the treasure of the knowledge. I am just passing on. So you have to gather that knowledge by listening and learning. You have to reflect on it. If you don't reflect on it, nothing can bring the relationship which defines the harmony, peace, love, truth, and wisdom. If you don't reflect, why you don't reflect? Because your value set has already defined. It does not want to change. So after reflection, you have to investigate. It is not to investigate others. Why I get upset in your presence, why I become happy in your absence. What is the problem? Is in the mind. I don't want to explore. So when I don't want to explore, I'm a non-seeker. Master says, non-seeker, live into that. So after reflection, when I recognize that here is the problem, then I investigate where is the problem. And I find out that value set is attached to the attachment and association. That is why there is a problem. And then you explore what are the other areas present in my mind. And then the journey of the self-inquiry begins. That is why I have been saying that once you become a seeker, you don't want to leave the journey. If you are not a seeker, okay, I attended, I listened to this lecture, it's okay. So self-inquiry is a process systematically examining your own thought, your own feelings, your own motivations, your own beliefs to understand the nature of myself. It is inner exploration. Why inner exploration? To find is the real self is of the nature of peace, happiness, love, truth, and wisdom. Very clear. Leave aside the religion and cult and dogma and belief. Examine. Our masters says examine, analyze, explore, investigate, reflect on it. In the same situation you are into anxiety. In the same situation you are in peace. Why? Is the problem lies outside or inside? Did I give the value to the others more than? You will find out. And by just listening, you calm down. Because your intellect, in religion we say the higher intellect, or you can say non-verbal intellect. I'm just trying to frame it. And I'll explain it later. So non-verbal intellect means it is a part of the awareness, and it is also known as the conscience. That conscience says I'm wrong. Why I get upset? But my ego doesn't listen to it. My ego says, no, I give value. Why should I give you more? I should spend $200 to become sick. I have experienced that. I said, why should I give you, Master? And then the time came, I gave everything to him. So then he called me. I remember I gave away everything. I kept only hardly $10 in my bank account. And he called me and he was laughing. Giving is not very important. What is that? The attitude of the mind has changed. The value set has changed. Then he returned me. He said, now I am off giving you this money to make your living. So that mindset has to change. It has nothing to do with exchanging these material things. Then only we will undergo a transformation. Otherwise, listening is good, you are good, dear guy, you are good. Yeah. I'm not interested. You change, I'm more than interested. So the entire self-inquiry is nothing but to unveil the false ego, then to recognize the real self, then transcend the suffering once and for all. How to purify the mind, what to live with the purpose and the freedom. That is the goal of. I was very laughing, but she may be very enlightened. So what she said, if you are looking to get the best of yourself, she wrote to me, I will help you. Very good. I like this statement. And then the next statement destroyed everything. What was the next statement? I will help you to get 6 or 7 figures income in order to become the best of myself. So those who are best of themselves, they always have 6 to 7 figures of income. I can't help myself, that is how I reason. I can't help myself. So I got you where you stand. Do you see? I got it where you stand. It comes because of the investigation. Otherwise, your value set, money, 6, 7 figures. Oh, let me contact. Oh, let us have a complimentary session. What is your fees? You see? From that value set of the attachment, the whole journey of the thoughts, feeling and emotions starts. I asked her that please define me what exactly it means by the best of myself before I fix an appointment with you. Just now, after an hour ago. So I was laughing. You are linking the best version of yourself. That is an American phrase. Best version of yourself could fetch you 6 to 7 figures of income. It means Elon Musk is the best guy. It means the Warren Buffett is the best guy. It means the Bill Gates is the best guy. It means all the billionaires are the best guys in the world. Come on, what you are talking? You are talking to a teacher of Eastern wisdom that she does not understand. Best version is only one, that is real self. in spite of 6 to 7 figures, you are in peace and happiness. I feel lonely. Value set is to have a relationship. That is why I feel lonely. Think. I have to think. I did not have that kind of a relationship with my honey or anyone which I expected. Hence, I feel lonely. But that loneliness will go away. I'm running into the same direction if I have a relationship with others. I'm doing the same thing. That is the meaning of 6, 7 figures income. What you are talking. As the practice of the self-inquiry, I told you, we have to set aside the time, we have to keep the journal, we have to investigate, we have to listen and learn, and then, let me ask few questions to myself. If you get an answer, very good. If you don't get an answer, I'm open to answer your questions. So when you start understanding that journey of the thought, speech, and action, the feeling and the emotions which we have in the entire waking state, yes, we can start with our journey of self-discovery. It's like any research study. What happens in scientific research, we have an objectivity and detachment. We use the word unbiased research. I'm talking of the same thing. So if I have a researcher's mindset about the self-discovery, I'm a seeker. But if I don't have, what is that researcher's mindset? Objectivity and unbiased. I'm unbiased to any thought, feeling, and emotions. Unbiased. My mind says, honey, you are crazy. No, I'm unbiased. Let me examine first. I don't want to examine. I take it for granted. For you, you are the crazy person. For me, I destroy myself. Let us destroy yourself. In scientific research, it is data-driven insight. We talk about data-driven. Let me collect the data. I did a lot of research studies for about, I got 15, 20 research papers published in different journals. So I have to give reference of the past research. It's a data-driven. How many times you got into anxiety last week, last year, with the near and dear ones? That is data handy. See, it's purely scientific, rational. Iterative process. What is iterative process? I was into anxiety in this situation with this guy, but I was very happy in second situation with the same guy. Why? He boosted my ego. Here he insulted me. Come on, what you are talking, it's purely a scientific understanding. If you use the word scientific, it's more than scientific. And that helps you to change your mindset. You recognize those impurities, you are able to drop it. If you are not dropping those, if you still keep those processes, even after understanding the data that you have within your mind, then we are not progressing, we are not evolving, we are not evolving. Okay, my friends, eyes are closed. Let us don't go deeper. Eyes are closed. The place, position, and posture. We'll continue our journey of understanding this self-discovery. So, place is there, position in the posture. You are aware of the place where you are, you're aware of the articles. You see that? Why I say awareness is knowledge. Knowledge is like a light. What do you mean by light? Oh, I have a light, switched on the light. In that light, I see my computer, monitor, you, me, my keyboard, my table, so that I can use them. Knowledge of the real self. In that light, I use the tools that becomes the practice. I'm taking you a little deeper. So the position of the body, check the position of the body. You have to allow the mind to understand it is the mind that disturbs the body and disturbs that position in the posture of the body. It is not the body. But as long as you consider it is the body itself, then we are still not a seeker. And to further help you, we say change the direction of the mind. That will help you be aware of the shoulder blades. And when I say be aware, it means light of awareness. In that light of awareness, you feel the sensation in the shoulder blades. When you feel the sensation, it is done by the mind. If it is done by the mind, you are sure that you have changed the direction of the mind from the world outside to inside. Every step is very authentic. To explain it takes a long time, and that is why it is a steady process. So when you experience the sensation, it comes with the comfort and steadiness. Look at the entire body from the top of the head to the toes, and in the light of awareness, you feel the sensation, comes with it comfort and steadiness. Done. Now it is taking a lot of time, but in future I hope so. The moment I say being comfortable in, you are comfortable. Finished. How come? Oh, I switched on the light. Yes, I'm finished. Being carefree is the next step. So I become aware of the space inside the forehead, any point in the forehead, and then I see that point is not moving, but the thought, feeling, and emotions are constantly changing. So there are two things in the field. One not changing, other is changing. That is the meaning of carefree. Highways not changing, constant. Traffic changing. Sky not changing. Birds keeps on changing. Thought, feeling, and emotions keeps on changing. But behind that there is something that does not change. It is a matter of practice, it is a matter of experience, it is a matter of awareness. And then I have been giving you, obviously, the step to purify the mind. So now you are able to focus deep inside the forehead at any point, or the highway or the sky. And then you bring about a change in your rate and the rhythm of the breath. Start breathing quick, short, quick and the fast breath into the rib cage. Continue. Don't stop it in the middle. If you stop, the mind is raising the doubt. There is no issue. You can continue doing it. Maybe you can make the breath into the chest, long, deep in the hissing breath. We are pushing the barrier of the mind that has set the value. That is why I say the breathing helps you to purify the mind. Continue doing it. So if there is a resistance from the mind, endure it. Who endures it? Intellect. Oh, you never told before. Yes, I did not tell you many things before, but that is the way the journey works. So when the mind says, what the mind says, I cannot do it, it is resistance. Mind says, I cannot do it, it is the resistance from the impure mind. What I say, the intellect contains the endurance. But how to apply? Simply say to your mind, I can do it, and continue doing it. When you say I can do it, it is knowledge and awareness. You see how our masters have gone so deeper? It is because of their teachings I am able to explain you with such a tremendous confidence, with humility. So now see that I can do it. You said, you are still doing the breathing. You said, what will happen? Either the mind will reject it, non-seeker. Mind will embrace it. Then what will happen? The joy of doing. Then you can do it even for 10 minutes. Really? Yes. It is not a habit. And now stop it. Do nothing. Just look at the flow of the breath. Now what I'm saying, you are not doing anything. You are just aware. You are doing nothing means what? Light is on. Means knowledge is on. Who strips your knowledge? Impurity of the mind. Impurity of the mind will make you believe that you are rejecting for right reason. And that is the problem. So that is why I said just have a flow of the breath. Means in that light of awareness, you are looking at the breath. There is no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. You feel the sensation of the breath. You experience the sensation when the breath goes in and comes out. That is the meaning, that you are simply aware of the breath, not doing anything. What will happen? Our master says, our masters say that the finest ego will dissolve in the state of doing nothing, just a witnessing the breath. I'm doing, say for example, light is on and I'm aware of the computer and the screen, you all, the room and the articles in the room. I'm not doing anything. I'm fully aware. What happens when I'm aware? Mind expands. And when mind expands, then what happens? The purity comes. Oh, you're linking so many stuff all together. Yes. And the time will come when you simply listen to these principles. Even while listening, you are in a mindfulness state. It is not at this time, I know, but you may get a flash of it. So we add one more thing in the flow of the breath. Why we add one more thing? To observe how mind works. Is it working? Is it working to purify itself, or going down? So what we do, the moment the breath goes in, you feel the sensation, you just drop Shantaham. But be awareness. Shantaham means I am the peace. So you drop the mantra with awareness of the space every time. Why? Because that peace is like a space. If you can do it, you are there. If you can't, same value set is present, that is creating, that does not want to leave. And if you are doing it regularly, what is going to happen? One day you have started doing and you will forget the time. That will also, you will forget the time. You will realize that you have done it. You have done it for an hour. First time we recognize what is the power of that meditation. So a lot of other stuff just, now you see in the background, I told you that switched on the light, I'm aware of the room and the articles and the computer. Same way, in that presence of the light, I'm aware of what? I'm aware of the body in the state of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. No, no, I feel disturbances in the body. Mind has taken over. Understanding is gone. Darkness has come. How much to learn? Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside the palms. Know your experiences. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences now. How are you, Mead?
I feel very quiet.
Quite, very good.
Before this afternoon, I have a dear friend that I wanted to call, and I thought, if I call her, I'll feel so much better about myself. And then I went, no, I won't. It's just a transitory thing that she'll make me feel better. And so I didn't call her, and then I just waited to be with all of you.
Why you want to call her if I ask you a personal question?
No, I did because I thought she would make me feel better about myself. She would make me feel happy.
Okay. Oh, let her also join the session so I will also feel better.
Thank you.
How are you, John?
Yes, so silly, isn't it? So
No, it is good. It is the best thing. How are you, John?
Hey, Girish. I'm fine. I was thinking about what you were saying earlier, and it really clicked for me. Basically, you take responsibility for your own life. You don't rely on somebody else.
Yes. And it is one of the most difficult tasks after maturity we have to do.
Yeah. Agreed.
But on the other hand, we still remain immature.
Definitely agree.
You see that? That is the problem.
Yeah.
And that is why we have to learn this Eastern wisdom. No, Meet, I'm saying you seriously. Call her to join our session. I will feel better. How are you, Anne?
Yes, I feel very much better because I laughed at the end. We were all laughing.
Very good. Yes, we will. That is really a good experience. How are you, Charlie?
That was a good meditation. I have a question for you. So my ego is a sneaky thing, and I was thinking, well, how do I know when it's real intelligence and knowledge, and not my ego dressing itself up as ego and knowledge? I guess I have to keep practicing, but what do I know is true, or it's just a sneaky ego attack coming in from the side saying, no, I'm real knowledge? Does that make sense?
Cruise. You put the car on a cruise and there is a smooth sailing. Your mind does not remain with any doubt. No question is there. You live into that state of awareness. It is that state of awareness 30 years ago. I used to lie down and I said, what is this happening inside my head? No thought is sticking to me. Even there are a lot of challenges in the problems in the life. Outer problems remain outside. You feel a total separation from the traffic to the highway, from the birds to the sky. Nothing impacts you. You know by yourself. It is your experience.
Right. It just even asking myself these questions is new. It's hard to verbalize, but I understand what you said.
Good. That is all for today.